Hello and welcome back to Adobe Live. Huge thank you to Kathleen and Christine.
Hey everyone.
I'm here with Claude, my colleague and good friend.
Yeah.
And today we're going to be working on a component of the creative campaign. If you were in the last stream, you know about it. If you're just joining, I'll tell you quickly about what it is. This week we'll be working on a fictional music festival for David Bowie inspired, called Are You Out There? Christine's working on the graphic design. Claude, in this stream, is going to be working on the mobile app.
Yep.
And then after us, Caitlin's going to be working on some of the different graphics and motion graphics that will be playing on the screen behind the stage and the bands.
Yep.
So we've got a really cool lineup planned for today. And just really quickly, I want to say hi to everyone in chat. And before that, check out our schedule. Here it is. So first up at 9 a.m., that's Christine's segment. You just missed it, but you're in luck because she's going to be live again tomorrow and on Thursday at the same time. Live now with Claude, who's going to be rocking these mobile app designs. And then right after that, Caitlin will be hosted by Paul Tranny. So just a big hello and thank you for joining us, Ryan. We've got Bojana.
Hello.
Hypno Agent is back.
I
Kevin
saw
Lee.
Amy Raté, next colleague of mine in Montreal.
Oh,
A
nice.
big bonjour à toi.
Nice.
Hello everyone.
Yeah. Let us know where you're from. Please join in the chat. All you need to do is log in on Behance and you can come say hello to us. And just really quickly, before we give you more information about what Claude's going to be working on today, if you stick around for the next 30 minutes, you'll have the chance to win a $30 gift card to moo.com. So you don't want to miss that. All you need to do is log in again on chat on Behance and be active to be eligible. And then we also have a really cool challenge. We've provided you with an insane design brief that Christine made. It's got color palettes, typefaces in it, bios,
Yeah.
a lineup,
Yeah.
graphics,
She
everything.
went all out.
Yeah.
She's a true Bowie fan, that's for sure.
Yeah, and
So-
she was wearing like a Bowie shirt today and like Bowie socks. So she went all out, and you have access to the full document and all of her assets. And all we're asking you to do is design the ticket for the conference. So yeah,
Please
actually,
participate.
here we
It's gonna help me because I'm probably gonna use that ticket in my app experience. So if you want to be showcased in the design, that would be nice and it would help me at the same time.
Yeah, so all you need to do is just check out the details on the challenge tab above chat. Today is to create a physical or digital ticket for the festival. And then Claude, like you just said, will be using it in his app design. We'll be announcing the winner for today, tomorrow morning, and then he'll go ahead and start using that design. And then tomorrow we'll have a new challenge, and on Thursday we're going to do portfolio reviews. So that's all the details.
Perfect. Yeah.
We can jump into what you're going to be working on today and maybe talk a little bit about Spark, right?
Yeah, so I started to work at Adobe around 6 months ago. I come from the agency world, and it was a great opportunity for me to join the Spark team last summer and decided to join the team, and it's been awesome since. So I'm pretty sure some of you might know about Spark, others might not. I thought it would be nice to do a quick demo of what Spark is. Basically, Spark is made to everyone can be a designer, everyone can do graphic design. So I'm just gonna do a quick demo with the assets that Christine did this morning. So basically, Spark allows you to upload brand ingredients on the web, and then you can design with them afterwards. So no worries, the role of the graphic designer and the role of good design will always be there. It's just to empower others like social media marketers to be able to work from and create assets from a brand identity. So right now I'm in Spark.
And you mentioned this morning that Spark is perfect for something like a music festival, right?
Exactly,
like
yeah.
What we're working on this week.
So Christine went ahead and created that awesome brand. Now it's about using the brand she created and then upload it into the Spark platform and let Spark do the rest of the magic. So I'll go ahead and click on Add Brand. And there's 3 different steps. The first step is to upload your logo. So I have the logo right there. I'm gonna go ahead and upload the AYOT logo, and then I'll go ahead and upload one of the brand colors. So she provided me with the Creative Cloud brand assets in there, so I can just copy the X color and then go ahead and paste it in Spark.
And you all can find the same files, the same Adobe link to that folder just in the challenge tab right above chat. So if you
Cool.
want all of those assets too, you can grab them.
Yeah, and then another neat feature about Spark is that you can upload any font inside Spark, and it's gonna work. So it's all web-based, and you can use whatever font you want. So I'm gonna go ahead and upload one of the fonts she provided me with. So here's the font. I upload the font. And then you'll see that
Ryan says, "Ooh, Creative Cloud."
yeah,
It's
that
back.
nickname was I got that nickname a few years ago when I did my first stream. Then I would name my brand, so AYOT, and then I'll just click the Make Brand Magic. And basically what it does right now is that it's taking all of those ingredients and mapping it out to different templates that Spark is gonna pre-generate for me to use. So it's taking just a bit of time, but you'll see after that, like, this is really cool to streamline your workflows. Once you get a few templates inside Spark, then it's really easy for anyone to go in and use it. Your social media coordinator can go in, and you don't need any like graphic design courses and know all of like the more complex app of Adobe to be able to use them. So it's made like pretty easy for you. So here it is, you got your brand, it says a big thank you. So then you can see the different templates that we created for you. Some of them might not be on brand for you right now, but you could go ahead and create your own templates and then provide everyone with that. Right now, we're not able to share those templates with everyone, but it's some free features that we're currently working on and make this a collaboration workflow.
Nice.
So you could go ahead, upload like the primary, secondary logo. So basically load up that brand manager and then make anyone work with it. Add all of the colors in there. If you have multiple custom fonts like Christine had this morning, you could technically upload them all in there.
Nice.
and have fun with it, and just like, you know, as designers, we don't really want to spend like hours and hours like making all of the different formats of every social media post. We want to work on more branding and create more stuff. And I think that Spark allows us to improve and go faster with our workflow and do that. So
and I think what's cool, and you mentioned this right at the beginning, is you still need graphic designers. Like, you still need assets. You can't just go into Spark and have it like pre-made 100% for you, but once you have your assets created, it makes that next step so much quicker.
Exactly.
You can just shoot it all out.
And I'll just quickly show you guys some of the templates. I created some templates on the side and show you.
Cool.
So this is in my other account. So you can see in there that, like, you know, this could be a Instagram post that tells that the festival is tomorrow. So you can see that you have all of your brand ingredients in there. You can replace it with, or you can add all the different logos in there. You can play with them. It's all web-based. And also there's an iOS app, pretty easy to use. So if you want to work on the go and just create some collaterals for an event or whatever you want, it's really easy to use.
That's super
cool. That's my whole designer sales pitch around Spark, but it's been super fun working on those challenges with that team so far. I think it's
super exciting, and you know, that's what you get to work on as a designer. So your job is to make a platform that works for other designers. And like you said, this is a perfect use case for something like this.
Yeah.
And you know, anyone out there, even for some of our challenges this week, you might be able to use Spark to create something. You'll see what the prompt is tomorrow, but it might help a bit.
Cool.
So
super.
Do you want to jump into the design or talk a little bit about your design background?
So like I said at the beginning, I'm coming from the agency world, so I mainly worked with a lot of different clients and stayed a lot at the blue sky level. Usually companies, when they hire agencies, that when they want to have that like blue sky picture. So I've been doing this for around 10 years right now. And then recently that role at Adobe is more like, yes, you're going to pitch the blue sky pitch, but you're also going to like go figure all the details and push it all the way to the end. So that has been like a big switch in my career, and it's pretty awesome. I'm working on some different strengths right now, so it's really cool. Other than that, yeah, recent move in San Francisco a couple months ago. So that was also
big
pretty
deal.
awesome. Yeah, yeah.
I recently moved too, so now Claude and I are sort of neighbors.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's been pretty fun to participate also, again on a live stream. I was pretty excited about the overall idea of a music festival.
Yeah.
I've been to a few music festival by myself, so it was pretty cool to relate and really see what I could do from a UX point of view around
right
a
on.
festival.
And you probably used some like music festival apps in the past, and maybe you
Exactly.
thought like, oh, I wish it did this.
Yeah,
Or,
yeah, yeah.
You're kind of in the driver's seat now.
Yeah, 100%. So one of the first thing I did around this project was and what we usually do as graphic UX designers is to understand the overall like problem. And one way to do that is to zoom out and kind of draw a picture of what's the experience. So what I'm going to present right now is a really, really simplified user experience map of an actual music festival.
Cool.
This data is all populated by me and my experiences in the past. Usually when you do real experience mapping, you gather way more information from different personas. And
Would you
bring
do
them.
like surveys or?
Yeah, surveys would help as well. So the way I broke down this experience map is in different stages. So I used Adobe XD to do everything. I'm going to be always in Adobe XD to do that. You don't only do apps in XD. You can do all sorts of things. You can put your research in there.
Yep.
I like what Christine said this morning around like she had her brief inside Illustrator. It's so nice to have everything in one place so you can quickly move around in your workflow. But basically, to come back to the map, I have different stages. So I thought about this like, yeah, there's moments before the festival, during the festival, and also after the festival. The second row that you'll look at here is the different actions that people are taking during that experience.
Cool.
That wave line here, or the 0, plus, and minus, is to say that 0 is neutral. At this point, no one is it's a pretty neutral feeling. It's to map out the feeling, what people are going through in those different actions. And I also added emojis because I think everyone can relate to emojis. And then internally, it's always working really well when you present this in front of a group of people. It's really easy to get everyone on the same ground. And then at the end, down there, it's the different ideas that can be extracted from that waveline. So when you see that you're doing good in the positive, you're like, all right, it's pretty cool. How can we even like push more on that?
Right.
And then it's also to be aware of when you're in the negative so that you can remove friction and bring that waveline back up.
Cool.
So I'm just going to go quickly through it.
And just really quickly, we got some new people joining chat, and I forgot to mention this, but Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
This is
yeah.
our first XD stream of 2019, so we're kicking it off right. Hi Munir, hi Eric, hi Anthony. Kevin, I said hi to you, but I'll say hi to you again. Kyle, Amit, Eric, and Anel. I think Anel sent out some holiday cards to some Adobe Live people, and they were very nice. So thank you for sending those to us.
Awesome.
Sorry, we'll get back to your thing.
Yeah. I'm also curious if anyone on the chat is familiar with experience mapping too, and if they found out like good techniques of mapping out user journeys. I would be curious. There's so many ways to do it. I'm always curious to see what people are doing with that.
Yeah. Also, you can let us know if you agree with some of these friction points and maybe some of these like excited points. And let us know if you would feel the same way, or maybe you would change it a little bit. I think that would be interesting.
So we're gonna put ourselves in the shoes of a future attendee of that festival, and we're gonna just go through his journey. So the first action before the festival would be that that person finds out that there's a festival about David Bowie, and that person is a huge Bowie fan. Maybe she's Christine.
Right.
So we'll take Christine. Yeah. So their first reaction, she's in the positive and surprise. What, a Bowie tribute music fest? Count me in. She's all in about it. Yeah. So that's the first thing she does. Then she goes ahead and goes to purchase the ticket. Finds that it's pretty expensive, but she's such a big fan that like it's going to be like a really good concert, so she's all in, and then she buys the ticket.
Cool.
Then after that, she builds on. She maybe downloads the app. She starts to see like what's the lineup. She starts to see what's the venue. How can she prepare for the festival? And then a day before, she's like, tomorrow is the day. I can't wait. At this point, she's pretty happy.
Cool.
Drives.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So you know this first friction point where it's like, yikes, that's expensive. It's not so low for Christine because she's more apt to go. But like, let's say it's someone that's like on the fence already. Is there something that you might do in your experience design to like encourage them to get a ticket?
Yeah.
Are we gonna talk about that?
I mean, promote the lineup. Put a countdown.
Right.
You know, show some of the hype on like social media. Maybe there's a social media feed in the app that you can show. And then also like in the idea bucket down there, maybe like music festivals in general are like pretty expensive. Right. It's a big commitment, but what if like you could do a 50% deposit up front and then just secure your spot and then pay that like this would be taking off your credit card the day of, like they have your credit card information already and take that second 50%.
That'd be cool.
Ideas like that. So it's
or like sometimes there's like an early bird special or something.
Exactly.
Where like if you go now, it's $200 off.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, well, I was on the fence, but yeah. I'll do
exactly.
It.
So these would be like more marketing strategies.
Right.
But it works, you know.
Cool.
So then Christine arrives at the venue and like there's a big stage. She can feel the energy of the festival going. And then she's like, this venue is out of this world. We're in Joshua Tree in the middle of the desert. And like she's stoked. Like she's pretty high right now. And she has the eyes full of stars. Then she get pretty upset about the parking. Like she just paid a lot of money for her ticket, but then it's $40 on top to park, and it's always like kind of a pain in the butt to go parking. But so it's bringing her like her high. It's a little lower than neutral. Yeah. And then it's going slightly lower too when she actually out of the car and then she goes inside the venue. She's like, there's always waiting lines there to actually go inside. So some of the ideas there is to maybe you can encourage the attendees to build their lineup at this stage, like do something else, maybe some cool graphics on the TVs that we're gonna see this afternoon.
Or maybe like make friends.
Exactly.
Like you're in line, you might as well meet people.
Yeah. So this line is taking forever. Then she goes inside. She's in the festival. She might be like still a bit like close to neutral. She decides to go like grab a drink, and guess what? Another line. And these lines are like really long. So is there any way that you could order on the app and then just pick up? Yeah. We would need to check up some like ID stuff, but maybe there's ways to do that prior.
Or maybe it has like it'll tell you like how long the line is at different drink stations, and then
like
like, ooh, I want to walk to this one's 10 minutes.
I like that.
That'd be cool.
So they're still in line, and then finally gets their drink, and then now they're like, all right, they're in. They're going to see she's going to see the first show. She has a drink in hand. She's living her life. She's taking a selfie, and then post it on social media. Maybe we can provide them with actual filters of like Bowie.
Nice.
Then like do something pretty cool. We out there. Are you out there? They are. And then she's seeing the first concert, and now she's at the max. Like those bands are legit. They're real cover bands. She's at the top. But then she gets annoyed, and I personally get annoyed with that all the time when someone's in front of me and takes the full show on her phone and take like 100 like stories.
A video of every song.
Exactly. Yeah. So she's a little annoyed by that. You know, I don't exactly know how we could solve for that from a UX perspective. But maybe like I don't know, like when they go to take a story, like nowhere, like enjoy the moment now, like and then like leave your phone away.
Maybe it's just like a quick pop up. It's like, you know, like maybe do this later.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe it just like shocks them. That's not a good idea. We should do that.
So and then one of the biggest pain point, and then you'll see this in the quick survey that I did. Where's the bathroom? Everyone, like when you're in a music festival and you need to go to the bathroom, like it's always complex to go. So maybe on the interactive map will be able to show them a way to the quickest bathroom, and what's the like. I love the idea you had around like the estimate time of waiting.
Sweet.
That could be applied to the bathroom wait too. And then she's living her best moment, and she does her first body surfing experience.
We all remember our first.
I
Really?
personally never did that, but I saw.
We're going to a concert. I'll throw you up.
Yeah. And then after the body surfing, she lost her friends
Oh no.
because she was too much.
She got
and
to
then-
the stage, and the bodyguard took her
Yeah.
up, and then she's lost.
So she is real low at this point.
no.
She lost her friends, and then so we were thinking and chatting about having like kind of a Find My Friend feature that would be pretty cool. It brings her back like mid-neutral. The show is ending at this point, and then she's pretty happy about the experience. She had a good time. She's really tired, so tired, but so worth it.
Yeah.
She's like doing good.
Ready for a nap.
Yeah. So
Cool.
doing this with like real data, and when you gather groups of different personas and just collecting those insights from your users can really paint a nice picture of what the experience you should design. I did another a quick, and this is my super guerrilla research of like 1 week before doing this stream. Like I wanted to just like, yes, I had some personal thoughts on what a good experience should be, but as UX designers, you got to open yourself to people and then just ask questions around and do your research
Right.
around
I think
what
what's
should be
cool
the
about this type of design is like you said, you're designing for people. You're designing an experience,
Yeah.
and you have to communicate. You have to like kind of get outside of yourself. Whereas sometimes with other types of design, like maybe if you're an illustrator or something,
It's
you're
your
kind
style.
of it's your style. You do your own thing, and you don't really have to get out of your space as much. So I think this is really cool.
So I did a quick Instagram survey. I said I'm gonna be on the live stream. Like, what do you guys think should be on the live stream? And then I got just with 28 responses, I could already see a trend going around. People mentioning a lot of the interactive maps. 8 people mentioned like the lineup and the overall schedule. Maybe we can think about like a schedule builder. You select a few bands, so that's one feature that I want to design. Gus mentioned that he really wanted a bathroom or garbage bin map, so that's pretty
So here's
precise.
my thought: if the bathroom lines are too long, where are the garbage bins?
Yep.
That's where I was
in
going.
music festivals, I can
I don't
totally
know.
see this happen.
I don't know. Not from personal experience, but
So there is other good ideas going around maps. Emergency info is really important. Festival updates, the overall weather, like how are you gonna dress, is pretty important. I like the idea around behind the scene pics. Megan mentioned that you could buy merch before the festival and just pick it up while you're there, and waiting in lines. No one likes to wait in line. So
I love that.
So other really good ideas that were mentioned in there.
I'm going to give everyone a quick reminder really quick. We have 5 minutes until Chat and Win. And if you're just joining, just to catch you up to speed, Claude's going to be working on a mobile app for a fictional music festival called Are You Out There? That's all around David Bowie-inspired bands and cover bands. And right now he's working through some of his research and sort of his user journey before starting some of the designs today. And then in addition to that, in 5 minutes you have a chance to win a $30 gift card to moo.com, so stick around for that.
Cool. Super. So then, like, thinking about all of those different features, you want to kind of map them out against your experience. So you're going to have specific features before that are going to be more useful before the festival, during the festival, and then after the festival. Nice. So that's was my overall thought process there, is that the app will be really modular and is going to surface the right content and the right modules at the right time. So I think this will make it a really useful app that's going to solve your festival problems. So I brought back...
That's comprehensive.
It's just showing like what is gonna, like, what's informing the design that I'll build.
It goes to show there's like a lot of prep work and legwork that goes into experience design, UI, UX design. It's not just building artboards and wiring them together. Like you have to really know why
Exactly.
before you start designing.
And that's like when it's also fun to work with like a big team, a strategist, an engineer, and also other designers to work all together. Researchers are really important in UX. As a UXer, we tend to wear a lot of hats, and you just want to make the bet. Like I have a strong background in visual design, but through my career, I had to open my skill set to a lot of different additional skills. Otherwise, you're gonna just stale and just be what you're gonna like. It's constantly evolving in our field, so you got to always be approaching the work with a beginner attitude.
And you have to know how to communicate with all of those teammates. Like, let's say you're working with developers. You have to know what they're talking about, right? You have 100%. To know how to hand off your designs.
Yeah.
So you have to at least know a little bit about how the development side of user experience works.
Yeah.
So I think that's just an example of you definitely can't stay in your bubble. You gotta get out of it a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool. So next is I repurposed Christine's mood board and put them in there. As a reminder, we're doing a David Bowie inspired festival app. So a lot of retro looking, pretty cool stuff for David Bowie, really flashy colors we're gonna play with. So I love this overall part about like the creative campaign is that I don't need to worry too much about the aesthetic decisions that are going to be made. I'm going to work off Christine's Creative Cloud.
And it kind of mimics a little bit how you might work with a client in real life, right? Like they might say, here's the design
Here's
brief.
the brand, work with it. Yeah.
And that's pretty much what we're doing this week with all of the designers. Christine drove the branding, and now you're creating an aspect of the event, and then Caitlin's going to be doing another aspect of it. So yeah, I think that it's pretty cool to kind of show everyone how collaboration works.
Yeah.
Live on stream, one after another.
Exactly.
I've been really excited about this week for a while.
Cool. So next, I'm going to show you some of the sketches, and then no worries, we're going to get into really designing like the UI portion in XD in a bit. I just wanted to do a little background on UX and touch on the process a bit. So basically in the first, we're going to be live for 3 days. And I thought on the first day, I would dig a bit deeper in the process and then start designing. So today I plan to achieve that splash screen, the loading screen basically of the app, the overall home screen before the festival. And then during the festival. So you'll see what I'm talking about when I say that this app's going to change over time. So for example, before the festival, we're going to have a big focus on the countdown to encourage people to so people are curious about my laptop I've been seeing. It's a normal laptop. It's just a case on top of it that is a whiteboard, so you can ideate and write whatever you want in there. And
for instance, hi mom.
Hi mom. Hello mama.
And follow Claude on all of his
social media.
Yeah. It's Picho everywhere?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, and then Hustle Case is the brand of that. So if you want to check them out, they're startup.
I don't have one as cool, but mom, you can. That's from me too. Also, we have some fireworks. I think,
nice. Sick.
I think now's a good time for us to tell you that it's chat and win time. So if you want to win $30 gift card to Moo, all you need to do is log in on Behance. So go to behance.net/live, log in, and then say anything you want in chat. Just to make things fun, we're going to ask you a question, and then we're going to play a quick video, and we'll be right back and then select our winner. So I think the question we were going to ask them today was maybe what the design trends are going to be.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think is going to be the top design trend in 2019? Let us know, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. We will have a winner that will be announced by some digital letters here in just a second. Until then, we're going to read your answers. What do you think the design trends will be in 2019? Heather says more gradients.
More gradients, yeah.
Speedy, speed, says Lindsay. So anything fast. Okay. Is that like fast?
I want more trends. I personally want to know because, I don't know. It's always changing. The trends are always changing.
We have someone that says more gradients. We have someone that says no gradients.
No gradients, okay.
It's a little polarized there.
Vibrant colors,
3D.
Organic shapes. I like organic shapes a lot.
Sparkles.
Yeah, I personally like what, so last year Slack introduced that trend of like really editorial looking illustrations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then after that, everyone was using that style of illustration.
Do you know Alice Lee, cool. Who she's worked with us? Alice did some illustrations for Slack. Yeah, she's been on the stream with us.
Awesome.
Before.
Yeah,
she has
really
that
love
style
that.
very much.
Super cool.
Helped them with us a little bit. So if you're interested, you can check out Alice's streams. They're always on the replays tab above the video. And
isometric, ISO, I like that.
UX for voice.
UX for voice, yeah.
I agree. I think that voice is becoming much bigger, especially with how easy it is to access devices like like Alexa or like, Google Home and stuff, where you can just kind of.
I like simplicity a lot too.
Yep.
I like things when they just work, and there's a lot of thought behind that, like that overall concept of zero UI that started a few years ago of like. With the voice and like just everything working, being super seamless and just like supportive, like not in your way. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
Go ahead, we'll figure out.
Yeah. Cool. We'll have the winner announced in a second. Thanks everyone for sharing your ideas. Rest assured, one of you will be selected to win a $30 gift card to Moo. In the meantime, Claude's going to talk about some of the some of the sketches that he's developed before beginning some of the designs in XD.
Cool. So yeah, like I was mentioning, this app will change over time. So before the festival, we're gonna have a big focus on the countdown, try to get people excited and try to get people to, shit, is it too late? I wanna buy my ticket. Right. So this is one of the thought here. Putting in front the headliners and just the lineup in front and center is gonna be really important. Maybe some of those cover bands are really well known by David Bowie hardcore fans.
And Real quick, I'm going to pause you. Yeah. We got our winner.
Big winner.
Congratulations to Lindsay Palmer. You are the proud winner of a $30 gift card to Moo. We will reach out to you in, approximately 37 seconds.
Congrats.
With a direct message on Behance with all of the information you'll need. So congratulations. If you didn't win, we'll be doing another giveaway, another chat and win in Caitlin's stream right after this. So all you need to do is stick around and it'll be in the first 30 minutes and you'll have another chance to win. So all you got to do is stay active in chat.
Sick.
Oh, cool. And congrats. Everybody, you now have little less than an hour to share your designs with us. Claude and I will review the designs that are shared with us for today's challenge in this stream, and then Caitlin and Paul will review more in the next stream, so if you need more time to work, feel free to just share it in the next one. And then at the end of the day, after the last stream, we will select a winner for the day, and that winner will receive a 1-year subscription to Creative Cloud. So
nice.
Don't miss your chance to win.
That's a pretty good price.
Yeah, it's insane, right?
Yeah.
Like every app for a whole year. And all you need to do today is create a ticket, a virtual or a physical ticket for this Are You Out There Music Festival. All of the details can be found above chat on behance.net/live. So just click there, you can get the assets and the design brief and start designing.
Nice. So talking about that ticket, that's something I want to use in the app in your home screen while you're at the festival in order to access your ticket all the time.
Right.
So I don't know if this could influence any design decision that you would take around designing that ticket, but there's a spot in there that we'll take the best ticket and put it in. They're all going to be good, but we're going to take one and put it in the app there.
Right. Just to reiterate, the winning design will actually live in Claude's design for this fictional music festival. So if you need more incentive to participate, there's a good one.
Cool. So during the festival, I'm thinking that the content would change, and then you would see your ticket always accessible at the top. You could, and I imagine this as just like a home screen that can launch different, like the most important sections of the app. So number one, I think, and I want to hear your thoughts there too. What you think would be a good section to show up on your home screen, but I thought the schedule was really important. The map, we've been thinking about the map a lot. I thought about a section just like a Bowie section, just like kind of like a tribute or just like a respect Bowie section that would be pretty interactive. I don't think we're gonna get to design that section, but I thought
what if
overall.
it's just like a gallery of like Bowie memes and
Yeah,
stuff?
that would be sick.
Or like Bowie voice changer.
That would be nice.
Or just like icebreakers for
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
like
yeah.
if you're feeling awkward at the
Bowie
concert,
fun
you can be
facts.
like, all right, I need to go in my Bowie corner for a second and like
That's good.
get some ammo.
I like that. Or we've been talking about skipping lines and reducing line waiting in line time. So order in advance. So you could order merch, or you could order a beer or a nice food in advance and just go pick it up. I've seen that working pretty well on the Disney app when I went to Disney. So
Yeah.
Disney was a pretty good inspiration. Like about their map is really cool and super well done. I thought about scavenger hunt, so we could use AR and just go ahead and
I like that.
kind of like catching Pokemons, but you could go ahead and catch some of the different things and
That'd be
just
sweet.
make you go around the festival and discover all the different parts of the festival. And overall information, I think, is always important, and FAQ. Every time I go, I like to shoot a lot of photos, and every time I go to a festival, I'm never sure if I can bring my my professional camera or not. There's always
Right.
those
'Cause
questions.
there's limitations.
Exactly.
Have you ever done geocaching before? Geocaching?
No.
It's pretty cool. It's like a treasure hunt, but you're given GPS coordinates.
Okay.
And then you have to follow them on your phone, and then you find like a real physical thing hidden or buried somewhere.
Okay.
That somebody put there and then put the
That's
coordinates
cool.
in. So maybe for scavenger hunt too, something that could be cool is like there's like little David Bowie figurines or something, like some sort of thing to commemorate
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
festival. And if you follow the coordinates or follow the scavenger hunt, you can like find a real thing.
That's cool.
Oh, that'd be
That's
kinda
super cool. And then finally, I thought at the bottom we could just like have the weather, especially in the desert in Joshua Tree. The weather is really changing, so it's important to put more information about that, how to dress, and etc. So this is just another screen showing the actual ticket open. So today, yes, I'm really planning on doing those 3 screens. And then tomorrow and Thursday, we're going to do some other pretty cool stuff. So a lot of people were talking about the lineup builder. I was thinking that we could have all of the different bands, like have the overall list. So we can see a lot of great use of repeat grid in there, and just like playing with the assets that Christine was making this morning, and just throw them in there and play with that. And just like select a few bands and then see that it's going to build your lineup. So then you have your own personalized schedule. This is something pretty cool.
Right.
You can see like a band detail. Maybe you want to learn more about the band. So I can already see some pretty cool magic happening with auto animate on that.
I think what's nice is you've sketched it, having already thought and kind of had in mind how you would prototype and animate it.
Yeah.
And it's nice, I think, anyone out there, if you haven't played with Auto Animate or some of the prototyping tools in XD, if you start to play with them, the next time you design something, you'll start to design it with things in mind, because you already know how to do X, Y, Z
Exactly.
in prototyping mode. And it can be kind of a fun challenge. You can figure out, oh, how can I make this expand, or how can I create a parallax effect, or how can I do a loading circle? You know, there's some cool things that you can do, and if you equip yourself with the tools, you can start to sketch like this.
One thing that I've been noticing around like the auto animate is that at first introduce the feature, and then you start to play with it. You're like, you see, like it's a pretty like vague feature overall, but when you start to apply it and then be creative with that feature, and that feature is giving you a lot of freedom, and that's where you see. I go online on Twitter and you search for XD auto animate, then you just see like tons of really creative stuff on there. So that's what I like a lot about that feature.
And have you seen Howard Pinsky's Auto Animate UI kit he created?
No.
So he came up, like, this was right after it came out, and Howard's like kind of a wizard when it comes to using things like Auto Animate, because it's really similar to Flash, actually.
Okay.
It functions similarly. And he basically made a kit right after it came out showing like, I don't know, 15 or 20 different interactions you can do with it that if you just saw it, you wouldn't think of them right away. You wouldn't think like, wait, if I did these 5 steps, I could make this happen. So
nice.
If you're watching and you're interested, you can find that on Behance. It's just called the Auto Animate UI Kit, and it's a really cool tool to wrap your mind around what's capable with Auto Animate.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for the love around my wireframes. I always think I draw pretty well, pretty bad actually. So I use a paper, a pencil, and my ID card, and I draw some lines and just make it in there.
Did you print out like the little phone boxes? Or did you add
Yeah, I
those
print
on?
them out
Okay.
from a resource online called Sneak Peek.
Cool.
So you can check it out if you want.
Yeah, I think that's super helpful. I've seen a lot of people doing sketches on Adobe Live, and they usually just draw the box themselves. But I think this is nice because it gives you the actual.
Yeah, gives
Like
you the real estate you're
proportions.
working with. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on day 3, we're gonna work on an interactive map. So that's the part where I'm the most excited about. So you'll see that we're gonna do some really cool stuff using Auto Animate with that, and then we're gonna do some other cool stuff using voice. We've been talking about the Find My Friend feature, so
Might have
I'll
a
let
keyword.
you leave a blank there and connect the dots in between.
We'll also be encouraging you and asking you to share with us throughout these 3 days if you have ideas for the design, some feedback or critiques or anything. Please feel free to share them in chat. We want this to be very collaborative in nature, so jump in there and let us know what you think. Also, Amit says he or she has that UI kit already, so I'm glad you found that useful.
Cool.
And thanks for sharing it, Val. You rock.
Now it's going to be go time on cranking some designs.
Let's do it.
What I did right now is just we're going to design this on iPhone X size. So and the good thing about XD, they gave me all the sizes right ahead. A few years ago, you would go ahead, go on Google, what's the resolution? Yeah, simplify my life,
Or even
please.
the like
Right in there.
What is it when you can find like all the resources and there's like the UI and wireframes kits for like iOS or Windows.
Yeah,
even,
I'm gonna
like,
use
that's
that.
nice, but I remember at the very beginning you had to do that just to get an artboard the right size sometimes. But yeah, I think those can be really valuable still.
Cool. So also we're working with some really cool collaboration with Christine. So she set up all the styles. So I'm going to use a lot of the styles she established on the Creative Cloud library. So
Cool.
she shared me that library. Now I have access to all of her colors, character styles, and also graphics. You can see the pretty awesome logo she made, and also the different graphics that are just defining the overall festival brand. So that's pretty cool to access those. So just to show you real quick, I'm going to show you that I'm going to use this logo that she created and then put it in there. We're going to first design the splash screen.
Cool.
So just that whenever you open any app, that first screen you see when it's loading in the background. So that we're going to design right now.
Cool. Are there any rules of thumbs that you use? Like when you go to design a splash screen, is there something that you do every time?
Well, you really want to put the logo front and center. I've seen some pretty cool stuff that has been done with videos that plays in the background. Of course, we can't do that with XD right now, but it would be cool to prototype and show, like, I don't know, festival like B-roll shot, and just like to try to like trigger that like immerse you into the experience. That would be nice.
There's something cool you can do with Auto Animate that Evan Place did on one of our streams last year. You can make like an object just like perpetually fall like down the back of the screen. So he did this with like candy for a trick-or-treating app.
Okay.
But like you could potentially do that with lightning bolts if you wanted or something. Like if you wanted some movement on the splash screen.
Yeah. Well,
it's an easy-ish thing to do, and it looks kind of cool.
Cool.
And Amit, cool. Glad to know. And thanks for tuning in from India. If you are watching and you haven't said hi yet, please feel free to join chat on Behance. Let us know where you're from. We'd love to say hi to you and welcome you to the stream.
Just gonna get the Apple UI kit real quick. So this is accessible in XD. Makes it really easy for me to use.
There we go.
Free. And then iPhone X.
It looks like I have 6 challenge entries so far.
Nice.
And I would love to see some more. So if you're still working, please continue to work, share it with us. We'll give you feedback. If you want, you can then share it again in the next stream with the feedback that you received in this stream for even a better chance to win. So don't hesitate. We'd love to give you feedback and see what you're working on for your ticket for the festival. Krista, welcome. Thanks for joining from Honduras. We got Munir in the house, our very loyal friend. Munir has been here every week
Nice.
that I can imagine.
Cool. Awesome.
He's a
And
great
my
guy.
friend Michael O'Farrell from Ottawa. He works at
Nice.
Shopify.
Cool.
He's a really good friend of mine.
That's great. Thanks for joining us, Michael. Good to see you. We got Eric Sue in the house, as always. Carlos, awesome to see you. And Voodoo Val, our constant companion and moderator. Thanks for being here and sharing information with everybody.
Cool. So I'm just going to put Joshua 3. She had the brief there.
Hi, India. Thanks for joining from South Carolina. And we got Alex Lee. Do you know Alex Lee? Claude.
Oh, yeah. He used to be my coworker. What's up, Alex?
Oh, nice.
Hope you're doing great.
Good to see you, Alex. Thanks for joining us.
Alex is the nicest person
Really?
ever. Yeah.
That's good. Is Alex?
Always
Alex, are you a
welcomes
designer?
with- yeah, he's a
Designer, yeah?
designer. He started as an intern and then stayed with us on the innovation team. He's a really cool guy.
Cool.
Always the greatest attitude. So someone asked in the chat what makes a good UX designer. Starting with a good attitude is always nice, and just this as being a professional, you start with that. Like there's some soft skills that are so awesome, and
I think it gets you far, like regardless of your career path,
yeah,
the attitude that you approach your work with
yeah,
means a lot. Like it really does. You can be amazing at something, but if you're really hard to work with,
exactly.
you're still really hard to work with,
Yeah.
even if you're a great designer.
So this.
Awesome to see you here, Alex. If you have any ideas for us, or you want to give some feedback on Claude's design as he's going, feel free to let us know.
So there's some crazy fonts here.
Hi, Esther. Good to see you. Esther lives in Cleveland, Ohio.
Nice.
I'm from Columbus, so
Yeah.
we're sort of long distance.
A
home-
Blue
hometown
Jacket
natives.
fan.
I am. Yep. They've been pretty good
Yeah,
last few
They
seasons.
play really good.
They had some very rough years there.
Cool. So this will be my splash screen. So you can imagine, you can see a bit of the detail of like a
Nice.
festival. I like to keep it pretty simple, a little abstract, get you in the mood. You can also imagine that this could have some movement if we use any videos in there.
Krista has a quick question for you. How much does the app weigh when you use videos on a splash screen, and if it's a recommendation for from devs?
That's
have you done that?
That's a good question. I think that the first time that a user would open the app could probably be like hard on the load time. I'm pretty sure there's some ways you can preload that actual
got it.
and then like cache it in the app after that. But I'm no dev.
Right.
But I'm not the expert there. But that would be my answer.
Okay, cool. Also, we've got Joe from C-Bus. That's awesome. I graduated from Ohio State, the current Rose Bowl champion. So I'll give you good O-H. And at home, give me that I-O.
Nice. Cool. So next is going to be that home screen. And today I'm going to also show you some pretty cool stuff with the auto animate. So let me do some stuff.
Daniel, thanks for joining us. Central Illinois. We also have John. John Juma.
Oh yeah, he's my good friend, my best friend actually.
Really?
Yeah, from Montreal. He's
Awesome.
he is a video producer. He works for LaCorp.
What? That's
He's a
awesome.
really talented dude.
John, thanks for being here with us. I think I missed a couple others. Oh, Sherman's joining us from Zimbabwe.
Wow,
that is
that's
awesome.
nice.
Let's see if we can get a person in chat from every continent, except
Okay.
probably not Antarctica. I would be very impressed. But let's see if we can get one person in chat from every continent. That'd be cool.
So I love that Kristen provided like variants of the logo. You can see now that the brand could you're going to work with that vertical logo for the home screen, then the horizontal one for that top portion of the app that will always live with you. That's pretty awesome.
It's nice that Christine provided.
Yeah.
Like obviously she's an experienced designer and she knew to plan for that.
Exactly.
She knew, okay, Claude's going to be
Her
creating an app.
brief and like overall brand was so well defined. So when I was doing a bit of prep work for this stream, I was like, all right, I'm going to use this for that, this for
Nice.
that. So that was just perfect.
Oh, that's awesome. And if you missed Christine's stream, she was live this morning at 9 a.m. Pacific time. She'll be live again tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Pacific time, creating some graphic design, but also some like posters and t-shirts and socks, some collateral for the music festival. So you'll want to stick around for that.
Cool. So now I'm going to go ahead and design that countdown that we've been talking about. So I imagine that could be front and center here. Move that stroke. Have kind of a cool shadow.
Do you try to keep your drop shadows fairly light, or do you?
Yeah, it depends. Like I use, I don't know. It's this is that's the kind of things that are eyeball it, and then once you use the same drop shadow on a few elements, then when you see it from you might say, oh shit, that's like too strong. So you dose it and you play with it a bit. Another thing is to look at other great apps. How do they make a good use of drop shadows? How can you be inspired from those? That's also pretty cool.
I think that's a good call to like look outward a little bit and see what's working on other apps that serve a similar purpose.
Yeah.
Might be able to borrow some ideas. We've got a question in chat from Wagner, and Wagner's wondering, so he says, I just started studying UI and UX design. Could you indicate some good books that I might be able to read? Do you have any favorites that you would say? Yeah,
I have good talks. Like one of my favorite ever talk is a designer called Mike Montero. So I highly suggest anyone to listen to his talks. He's pretty provocative at some points, but he's also pretty awesome, and his overall thoughts around design is really strong. So I would recommend 2 talks of him. Cool. There's one of them is How Designers Destroyed the World. And then the other one is how are you going to mess up your next design presentation. So it talks about like all the mistakes he did. He used to have a podcast called Let's Make Mistakes. Cool. So he's really, I don't know, he's pretty awesome, pretty blunt.
I actually just listened to an interesting, it was like a speech, sort of like podcast this morning about like success and about failure. And like it basically centered around the main theme, which was people that succeed fail a lot, but they continue trying. And people that have a hard time finding success are the ones that fail and then they give up. Like if you would like boil it down to like just a very simple description, that would be like a descriptor you might be able to use. And I thought that's pretty interesting because sometimes people are really scared to fail. They don't want to fail at all, and you have to understand like making mistakes and having failures is actually a really good, healthy thing depending on what you do with it.
Yeah. So. I agree a lot with that. I'm a pro at making mistakes, and so
I mean, and you need to know it. Like it's okay. You just need to learn from it and keep trying.
Exactly.
Trying again. I did have one other question from Ben Brahmin. Is wondering how you choose font sizes and the spaces between elements. Do you use like a rule of thumb or a guide or anything like that?
So I would probably like use grids and make sure like, you know, we're building this pretty freestyle mode right now. Like the way you would do this, like I feel like right now I'm in the play mode of the design process. So I play around with sizes. I have a background in visual design, so I do think that in some part of it you have to like have the eye for it. But once you establish those styles, then you're gonna take all of those styles and like build a real like fleshed out design system with it. So exactly how to measure everything, there's a lot of articles out there around the golden ratio for your type sizes, so I encourage you to probably read that. Cool. But right now, for the sake of the exercise, I'm playing like all eyeball right now.
I remember in the past we have had some designers that pretty much always design, I think, on 8-point
Yep.
system because they find handoff to developers is a little bit easier that way.
Yeah.
Because if they miss something, like if something gets lost in translation in their handoff, the developer already knows that the system is 8-point, and they can kind of on their end change it and fix it and make it how it's supposed to be. So it decreases some of that back and forth communication that might go on if you hand off like a very freestyle design that they're not sure what to do with.
Cool. So I'm going pretty fast. I'm gonna like refine a bit later, or maybe after the stream. I just wanna also show some cool stuff in XD. That's the overall point.
Sure. Yeah.
That you guys are here. So I'm gonna build a slider in a bit using a drag animation and also the auto animate.
Nice. So we're going to be doing a bit of prototyping today.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Usually I saw like a lot of other streams where it's broken down where it's like wireframe first day, design second day, and then prototype third day. I'm more around like I have, especially now that Christine established all of the styles, there's less playing with the styles right now. So I'm going to go straight ahead from the sketches to visual design.
Nice.
So that way it's a little faster. And if you want to see some prototyping every day, different types of prototyping you can just follow.
Yeah, right on. I think it keeps it interesting each day.
Cool.
And it kind of takes everyone through your process at a glance. And like if you're watching the stream right now and you're participating in chat and Claude does something, like let's say he adjusts a design or makes a design decision that you are curious about, feel free to ask questions.
For sure.
And we can always answer them and give some insights. Like Amit's wondering when you started UI and UX design.
Oh God. So it's gonna be like UX around like 8 years ago. I graduated from a graphic design degree 10 years ago. I started by doing a lot of branding and visual design and also print. At the time, I would learn the Adobe softwares, and then then worked at the e-commerce agency for a while. We were making Magento websites. When I truly started real UX, I would say that is when I moved to San Diego 4 years ago. I worked at an agency that was super awesome. This was almost, we're chatting a few alumni together, and it was almost like we're there, and it's almost like a design, a pure design degree.
Oh, that's cool.
I worked at Digital Telepathy at the time, and then the agency got bought out by a massive company called ServiceNow. So I worked there for a bit, and then joined Adobe 6 months ago.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. So the first time we worked with Claude, he wasn't working at Adobe yet. He was still working at Digital Telepathy.
Yeah.
And then we developed a relationship, and now here we are a couple years later, and we're coworkers.
For sure.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool story.
So we're gonna grab this band. I love how Christine just like came up with all of those synopsis for every like fictive band.
The band bios are awesome.
So for me, it makes it really easy.
Well, I think what's crazy too is I'm pretty sure these are all real bands. I'm almost positive. Like,
well, I think they're like more like lyrics of like Bowie songs. I think because you see Ground Control.
I know, but she had mentioned to me that like a lot of these are cover bands.
Oh
I mean, I'll
God,
have to
that's
confirm
funny.
with her. And maybe if you watch the stream this morning, she talked about it. But I think some of these are actual real cover bands. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. Melanie says, "Hi Claude, your hair looks amazing." Smiley
Oh,
face.
thank you. I know Melanie. Well, she was working with me at Telepathy.
Nice. Cool.
She's awesome.
Thanks for joining us, Melanie.
I'm
sure your hair looks great too.
I've ever heard. Like it's so good.
Can you try? And
Oh no.
All right, I won't put you in the hot seat.
Cool. What else do I have there? Okay, so I want to put this.
I forgot to mention this, but everyone shared where they were from a while ago when I asked, and it was insane. We have people tuning in from Germany, Africa, specifically Morocco, Argentina, Colombia, Mexico, Miami, Antwerp,
cool.
Belgium, Harare, Zimbabwe. We've got New Zealand, Israel, And I think we had someone say they were from the exotic Western Pennsylvania area or something like that, which is pretty funny because I'm from the same-ish area. So thanks for sharing where you're from, everyone, and we're happy to have you here. Again, if you're just checking us out, Claude's designing a mobile app for a fictional music festival,
Yeah.
all inspired by David Bowie.
So this morning I shared you a bit more about the overall process. I showed a simplified experience map, taking us through the journey of someone going through a music festival, all the emotions, positive and negative, that they can experience while they do this. Then I showed a bit of the results of that really in-depth research that
Super in-depth.
I've provided by doing an Instagram story.
I'm glad you got a response from Real Tackle Boys. That's
Yeah, go follow Real Tackle
super
Boys.
cool.
And then I list out the different features that we can think about when we talk about a music festival, and then slice them down before the festival, during the festival, and after the festival. Showed you a bit of the mood boards that Christine put together for that super cool David Bowie festival, and then shared to you some of the sketches. So on day one, I'm working right now, and there's an hour left for me to complete this homepage, so I'm gonna speed it up right after that. Worst case, I'm gonna show what I did tomorrow, and
Well,
then
I think we'll get to it.
yeah, and then on day 2, I'm not sure yet. I might do the lineup builder tomorrow, and then on day 3, can't wait to show you some cool stuff with an interactive map that we can prototype in XD.
Yeah, that's going to be super cool.
So I'm playing a lot right
Sherman
now.
says you look like Marcelo from Real Madrid Football Club.
Oh, thank you. Hope he looks good.
Yeah,
That would be
He's got to
nice.
be handsome. I mean, oh, that's great.
Right. Cool. So I'm playing with Christine's colors. I'm also playing with the overall angle. I love the angle going on the A of the branding. So I'm trying to repurpose this somehow in the UI by using those angles back there and also this way.
Nice.
I'm usually, what I love the most is super curvy, super full rounded buttons, and really play hard with those rounded shapes. But right now it's mainly more rock and roll festival. You see those sharp edges inside the logo, so that's why I'm playing a bit more with that right now.
Something I noticed, I was at home with family over Christmas break or holiday break, and something I noticed was I was watching our parents use mobile apps.
Yeah.
And I realized that a lot of mobile apps are built for people that already know how to use mobile apps. It's built on a base of understanding that not everybody has. So for instance, the back button. If you don't know how a mobile app works, then you don't know to hit that little caret in the top left
Yep.
to go to the last screen. Or for instance, sometimes buttons are really tiny
Yeah.
and they don't know that it's even a button unless you know that it's a mobile app and how they work. So it got me thinking, maybe something like this, big buttons, really easy navigation, is probably a good call, because
For sure.
a lot of David Bowie fans are going to probably be from a different generation than like young kids. I mean, maybe,
That's pretty mean for Christine. Just kidding. No, I completely understand what you're saying.
So it has to be super.
You got to be really user friendly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just some big buttons, real easy to navigate. You understand where you need to go.
Even from a typography standpoint, I know that Christine played a lot with those crazier looking font. That's why for my overall UI fonts, I keep it really simple, using the, I don't know how to say, Accidents Grotesque font.
Oh yeah,
I think that's how you see it.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's why I'm playing with this. Also on the countdown, I'm all right, these are numbers. It's not that. We can play a bit with a fancier looking font that plays pretty well with the signature of the festival up there. So yeah. So I'll show you real quick what I want to do with that. So basically, what I'm going to do is a slider effect between two screens. So right now on screen 1, you see Major Fiddler, but basically we want to do a carousel. So I'll group the overall thing and then call it Major Fiddler.
Do you mind saying what font that is, Major Fiddler?
It's Monte Catini. You can see it
Monte
there.
Catini. Oh yeah, it's up on the screen, and also if you have accessed the assets file, which you can find on the challenge tab, or if you're watching the replay on YouTube, it'll be linked below the video. You can find all of the typefaces.
We need you guys to design a ticket today, because we're gonna use this ticket in the app later on. So go ahead and create a nice ticket. If this awesome sketch can inspire you to do anything, I would be more than happy. But we're gonna need a ticket.
We need one.
Yeah.
And it'll be featured in the app. And if your ticket's selected for the app, you'll also get a year subscription to Creative Cloud. So you should get on that. You have until 2:30 p.m. Pacific time today to share your designs with us.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys are not really working right now. Like, come back from break, you're taking it pretty slow.
Yeah.
So what about like doing a fun little creative challenge on the side and provide me a good ticket?
Right. Get your creative juices flowing. Warm up those skills again.
Cool. So this
And you have 24 minutes to share your designs with us if you want Claude and myself to review them. If you still need more time to work, that's totally cool. You can share it in the next stream with Paul and Caitlin, and they'll give it a nice review. Just make sure you get it in sometime before 2:30. Also, Anzi Media's back. Nice to see you. You're one of our constant viewers as well. I hope you had a nice New Year and a nice holiday.
All right. Home screen, and I'll call it Major Fiddler. And then, all right, just gonna show you this cool animation going. All right. Cool.
Jan's having a hard time using the text in the asset files. Jan, I'm not sure. Maybe try and sync it with your Creative Cloud libraries and access it from within the app. I'm sure you've already tried that, but maybe that'll help. Also, did I introduce myself at the beginning of the stream? People know who I am?
No.
I probably should do that. It's pretty late in the game, but just in case you're wondering, who's this guy talking with Claude? My name's Gus, and I work on the Adobe Live team behind the scenes. And typically, if you're joining chat and you're curious about who's behind the name Adobe Live, it is more often than not myself. I also spend a lot of work behind the scenes preparing our content and making sure that the streams are running smoothly. So every now and then, they let me jump on the stream and get a little camera time, and that's what I'm doing today. And I'll be doing it tomorrow and Thursday as well.
Cool. So, all right. So we're gonna do something pretty cool. We're gonna have a second artwork there. I love those. If you Google like David Bowie illustrations online, so these I haven't made those at all, but they're awesome.
Those are beautiful.
This one's cool too.
I feel I've seen some of those before.
This one is cool, but we're gonna use this one.
Hi Sarah, thanks for being here. And sorry that Justin couldn't make it this week, but we're working to get him again sometime in the future, sometime this year in 2019. Oh, everyone's saying hi. Esther, Aaron, Amit, Anel, Margarita, Eric, all of my friends. It's wonderful to see you. And it's probably nice for you to actually see what I look like, not just a little purple avatar in the chat.
Cool. All right. So now what we're going to try to do is actually do a carousel interaction between the two bands. So you can imagine having on the app, before you purchase your ticket, you might be interested in who's the headliners. So we're going to have a carousel just flipping through the different bands.
Cool.
So if I go ahead, basically what I did is that I created an artboard that contains two groups of two different bands. So you can see it there. You name them correctly because this will be really important where you're going to do the transition. So on your second artboard, you're going to go ahead and move the main one to the side and then bring the size down. So we're going to have a cool auto animate interactions.
Okay.
there, and then
And does it need to be hanging on the artboard a little bit?
yeah, it needs to be there.
Just to kind of give it a
it's
little reference.
Yeah, and then you're gonna bring the other one straight to the middle, and then you're gonna bring it to the same size as the first one. So 320, you can see the size up there, 320 by 400. And here we go. And then bring the opacity to 100%. And then let's see if it works. So now I'm gonna switch from design to prototype mode. So that's one of the #1 thing I love about XD is that you do both things in one experience. Before that, you would design in Photoshop or Sketch and just export a ton of JPEGs and then bring the JPEGs inside of a tool, like for example InVision, and then connect those in InVision, and then you would get feedback from your client, and you need to go back to the drawing boards. And like it was like right now, you do everything in one place. You receive your feedback all in one place. Makes it really, really easy, and you speed up your workflow really well.
Right. Like you can share your prototype with a live link, get comments directly on the design.
Yep.
Through a browser. Like they don't even need XD to comment on your design, and then you can go back into your file in XD and make changes. So
Yeah.
it's pretty easy.
So good question from Ben Brahim Abdu. What tool do you use to end off the project? You can use Adobe XD. If you go here, when you share, you can share for development, and this is going to give you all of the specs that a developer need in order to make your design come to life.
Cool.
So let's go back to that interaction. So now I switch to prototype mode. I'm going to select Major Fiddler, and I'm going to drag that blue line that is basically connecting those two artboards. And the trigger is going to be drag. So you can see that there's tap, drag, and voice. These are the different trigger that are going to make the transition from an artboard to another. We're going to play with some tap later on, and we're going to play with some voice on maybe day 3. But if I click drag, then I want the action to be auto animate. Auto animate has been one of the newest features that XD came up at Max in last October. It's pretty awesome. For those of you who did some prototyping with Keynote in the past, I did a lot of that. It's probably kind of the equivalent to Magic Move in Keynote. It just magically makes it looks awesome. You don't need to play with all of the different triggers. You don't need to be a pro motion graphic professional to come up with some cool interaction.
Right.
And the neat thing too is that you can start by doing auto animate, and now XD has the export to After Effects. So you can start with a base there that is cost-wise, like you don't spend a lot of time, and you get something that's pretty close. And then if you want to refine in After Effects, you have the freedom to do it. And you can also show auto animate your developer, and then once he starts to code it, then you sit right next to him and you just play with the different little details around it to make it so awesome.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Cool. So it should work now. I connected the two screens. So basically,
Nice.
when you click, you can see that there's a few things happening. On drag, you can see that Major Fiddler card is scaling down, and then that the changing faces is the opacity is going from 50 to 100. And then it's scaling just a bit, maybe like 10 to 20%, just to give like a nice depth feeling. So one thing we could do too is to just play with it and show that it works instantly on the app, on the XD app.
So I can do this little GoPro action.
Oh, nice! That was quick. I thought
You can also see our new studio.
Yeah.
You'll see those later this week.
Awesome.
Stay tuned. Hey, everybody.
Cool. So you can see that instantly when you download the XD app. It's basically a live view of whatever you're touching in XD. So if I close that, and then I move stuff around in my design, it's pretty instant. It's always cool to see that. Then you can refine text sizes. You can refine button sizes, because you're designing for that screen. You're not designing for a laptop screen. So I really encourage you to always put like a phone right next to your screen and just check out your sizes, and then and then play with it a bit on your phone. So I'm just gonna undo a few things there. I messed it up.
Nice, Paco. Look at this. It's all side-by-side action.
Oh, nice.
Look at that.
So then I can show you that it's working live, right? So you can see that your interaction is working pretty cool. So you play with the details after that.
Yeah.
I think there's one thing that we need to fix is that on that second screen, the opacity of the first card is still 100%. We're going to bring that down to 50.
Nice. To do the same effect.
Yeah. And
What's cool is that's going to show up in the app right here. You see that?
Yeah, and
Just
then
change.
what you can do too is that you do the inverse effect. So if you want to swipe back to artboard number 1, you do the same thing, and then now instantly it's working both sides.
Dude.
It's pretty cool, right?
That's beast mode.
There's other things I talked about that XD launched this feature being like pretty like vague overall. Yes, they showed a few examples of what you can do with it, but that's where you can be creative. So since everything is grouped in,
I just want to quickly say that your number one fan, Matthias, is in the chat right
nice.
now. He's one of our moderators, and he's
awesome.
He's
yeah,
a big Claude fan.
Matthias was a fan of Elevate TV, that small show we did at the agency, where working with you guys after doing the stream the first time, and he won the Nixon watch. So that was pretty cool. Yeah.
So thanks for being here, Matthias, and thanks for all of your help in chat. We appreciate it, and it's always nice to see you.
So what I'm going to do next is that I'm going to move the type a bit inside of the group just to create kind of like a parallax effect. You can see that when I move, the type inside of the card is also moving, right? I'm going to exaggerate this just so we can really see it. So I'm inside there, and then if I play, yeah, now you can see it better.
Oh,
so
yeah,
you have a really cool like motion going, right? So that's inside the group.
It's 3D.
So talking about trends, I think that depth is a really cool trend. Depth, and subtle motion is always pretty cool.
Oh, I love that. It's such a small change, But
yeah,
it really
just
makes a big impact.
difference. Yeah. Cool. So I'm pretty happy with what I was able to show there. I'm gonna just design the bottom navigation real quick and show you one of my favorite little tool. Do you have the challenge thing?
Yeah, to review challenges?
Oh, no, we're good. Sorry.
Yeah. So you have 12 minutes to share your designs with us, and then we'll go ahead and review everything that was shared with us before the end of the stream. Then we'll review more in the next stream, and then we'll select a winner right after the last stream of today.
Cool. So I'm just gonna quickly show how I design this. So I'm a big fan of Font Awesome. I've been using this for a few years now. They're really good system icons. Highly encouraged to use it and pay for the pro version. If you're the type of designer that loves to design all of the icons by yourself, that's a choice. I think that those icons are pretty awesome. They work well. They're probably really usability proven. Like we've been talking about, like the fact that it needs to be clear and really
for people like Christine.
All people. Usable, but
just kidding, Christine. We love you. Don't kill me.
Yeah, I like to play safe whenever you play with system related thing like navigate stuff, and then be creative with those the graphics. Be creative with the actual motion, but whenever you stay, like, it's all about intent, right? When you want people to tap around the different navigation, don't make it. I've seen so many really cool looking like navigation, but if you test those with most of your users, will they like be able to navigate?
Right. Like maybe so that's where as a designer, you're thinking, oh, this is easy because I designed it.
Exactly.
But test it and see, or test it with people that don't know how to use a phone and see what they do. So I think that's a good place to start.
So I have a little home icon. So yeah, basically what you do, you install the font and then you just type in the word and it works. So I map, and then it's like magic. Music.
Wow, that is sweet.
And then I think that this one is bell, yeah, for notifications. And then
This is
one.
another one of those examples, kind of like Spark, of just speeding up your process.
Yeah.
You know, if like you can find your tools that you like to use, like Font Awesome, or
Yeah.
there's like a lot of plugins in XD now that will help you cut a bunch of corners. So there's like a diverse UI plugin to give
Yeah.
yourself avatars. So you don't need to go searching on the internet for pictures.
I'm gonna show you some of my favorite plugins probably tomorrow or
Nice.
on Thursday. I've been playing with that UI one, like go grab faces for like fake users. Like, why would you need to spend like 15 minutes going and then just
Right. It's like one button.
go fast? Yeah,
There's also a really cool one. It's like, it was actually designed on stream, on Designing XD with Talon.
Okay.
And I can't remember the name of it. It's like Color Mixer or something. It's called Blend Colors. And what you can do is take like two artboards that are two different colors,
Okay.
and then tell it to blend colors in a certain number of steps. So you could say, in 10 steps, blend from this color to this color, and it'll give you 10 artboards between the two that
Oh
are
my
all
God.
all the
That's
values
cool.
between the two colors.
That's cool. That's where I think like one of the biggest improvement about XD since I started to do those streams and now today, like when they opened up the plugins,
Yeah.
like I've seen the one around have you seen the one around Google Sheets?
Yeah, that's
So
insane.
like you can work with your project manager and then you set up a file like with your repeat grid so you can have a full repeat grid and then populate the content of that repeat grid with some Excel sheets.
Right.
So whatever she's going to type in there is going to update in your design. Like
That's huge.
goodbye copy changes, right?
Yeah,
Like it's
it's
really
huge.
all instant. You want to change a copy, change it in your Excel while I go play Fortnite or
Well, have you seen the polygons plugin too? It's
no.
pretty cool. I mean, I haven't like played too much in XD in terms of making shapes, but it's a little more difficult to make like, let's say you want to make a rhombus or like a hexagon in XD. It's not as simple as just drawing it.
Yeah.
And there's a plugin called polygons where you just select a shape type and it makes it for you automatically.
that's
And then you
cool.
can resize it or
That's
make
sick.
it just stroke or change the color. So it's pretty cool. And Krista, yes, the free version of XD, the starter version, is the full program. I think the only limitation is you can only share a live prototype link of your design that you're working on one at a time. So like, let's say you share a live prototype link and then you work on another project and you want to share that live prototype link, your first live prototype link won't exist anymore. So as far as I know, I think that's really the major limitation of the starter version. Otherwise, you can use the plugins and the full tool.
Cool. So now I have my bottom menu. So one thing that it's not polished up. It's a live stream, guys, but we're gonna improve this probably tonight. But one thing I want to show is that items that you're gonna change across all of your artboards, you should definitely make symbols for them. So right now, I have that bottom navigation. I'm gonna reuse this across the app. You can see that the difference here is that the home icon is filled just as the selected state where you're at. So we're gonna select everything and create a symbol with that. So what you wanna do is to switch from your layer panel down there to your symbol panel, and then you can hit, I think it's Command K, yeah, I got it there, so it's a new symbol, or you can just hit that little plus there next to the symbols, and then you have your symbol. You can name it like bottom nav, and then you can specify that it's your home selected in there. So you can do every one of them, and then you can easily place, and whatever you're going to change is going to apply the changes across everything. So just to show you an example, now I pasted the navigation on both screens. I'll go ahead and change the color of this home screen to red. It's going to affect the changes across everything. Another thing that recently was changed with the overall, like, so now it's all like shared files on the cloud.
Cool.
So you could create your design system on a complete other file and just contribute to that design system and just play with the different components that you're designing.
Right.
And then save there, and it's going to affect across all documents. So having this as a complete separate document with all of your files in there. So more and more, I think it's the lean, like we call like the lean first steps toward like a fleshed out design system tool
Right.
For XD. So I'm really, really excited to see that in the upcoming months.
Yeah, and if you're curious about more like what's coming in XD, every Friday typically, Talon Wadsworth, who's the lead designer of XD, does a live stream on right here on behance.net/live at noon on Fridays Pacific time. And he talks about like what's coming. He designs features live on stream. He'll interview team members. So you can really get like a lot of insights into the program and what's to come next. And you can also ask questions and get involved that way. So you should check that out if you're interested. And Ben Brahman's wondering, how do I become a member of the Adobe team?
Oh,
Cool.
it's a lot of work. I've been through that. You need to do 3 live stream, lots of interviews, connect with the best people here. No, but it's
Really though, there's like a really cool careers page you can find, like
Yeah.
Adobe Careers. I think it is. If you Google Adobe Careers, it'll come up. And there's just a bunch of job postings all the time there, and they're categorized by region and location and title and job type. So you can always look there for jobs, and if you apply to them, hopefully you go through the interview process, and then you can be part of the
Yeah.
Adobe team.
super awesome to work on.
Munir's wondering how you deal with stress when there's a deadline.
Oh,
For instance, you have about 3 minutes.
to complete this.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Now I'm stressed. Now I'm stressed out. How do I deal with stress?
We'll have time. We'll have time.
I mean,
after
at the end of the day, we're not really like saving lives. We're not doctors. Or like, yes, I love my job and I bring a lot of passion into it, but like you got to remember that you're building apps and you're making design. Yes, that can be a really powerful thing,
Right.
but you got to know when to just zone out a bit, and you gotta do stressful stuff in order for you to just like be bulletproof a bit more. But
Yeah, it's true. It's
how
kind
do
of
you
a little,
deal with stress?
It's a little trial by fire, I think. But also for me, and I think this is true for a lot of designers, you've got to have space. Like, you've got to build space into your schedule for you to decompress. Like, find things that just, like, bring you joy for no reason other than they're just fun. So maybe it's like you go hiking on the weekends, or you do something that gives you some, like, creative inspiration. Maybe for you it's taking photos or something,
Yeah,
right? Where you're
yeah.
like, this is something that I just enjoy, and it helps me refill my batteries.
Yeah.
Find stuff like that and prioritize it, because if you don't do that stuff, the stressful stuff sort of just starts to consume your life. So I'd recommend just to make sure that you stay active in other areas. That's what I do. For
Yeah,
me, it's
that's
fishing.
good,
I
yeah.
like to go fishing a lot. And when I do go fishing, it's very peaceful and
That's you
Yeah.
gotta find yours,
it's my zone.
what works, yeah. Cool. Home screen.
Matthias says Picho do not stress. Picho waits. It sounds like
Does that mean I'm lazy? I don't really understand.
it sounds like a Confucius saying.
Festival, and then we'll do the home screen after the festival. I don't have 3 minutes left. We're going on until 1, right?
Yeah, but we're going to review the challenge
Okay, cool.
designs.
Perfect.
But after we're done with the challenge reviews, we'll be able to jump back into your designs for
Cool.
about 10
Super.
minutes probably.
Nice.
So you still have, we won't review the designs
Okay.
for about a minute, so
Cool.
you got some time.
So this will be replaced by the ticket. I need a ticket right there, guys. So if you can help me out,
We need those ticket
that's going to
designs.
be the zone for the ticket. You can think about actual print ticket, or you can think about any way to use a QR code for it. So, yeah.
And we have 9 right now. We have a minute left to share them. So if you're still working on it, feel free to save it, export it, and share it sometime in the next minute. I would like to see 10. So I'm only going to say, just
10?
get 1 more in there. And maybe there's going to be more than 10. And I'm going to be really impressed. And Claude's going to have a hard time picking his favorite.
Yeah.
And
Right.
Christoph, this is not the last deadline of the day. This is the second deadline of the day. This is just so that we can review it. The final deadline for today is going to be at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time.
Cool. So now, okay, so I talked to you about the fact that I'm going to design a screen that is before the festival, the home screen, and that overall concept of the app changing over time depending when, like before and after and during. So now I'm going to design the during the festival, and what I want to do is kind of that like dashboard that's going to like drive me to the sections of the app. So just as a quick reminder of what I'll be designing.
Nice.
And also, I'll probably share that XD file completely. So if you want to do some experience mapping exercise on your own or read more about experience mapping, I'll be sharing some stuff on Twitter afterwards.
Yeah, you can always follow Claude on his social channels. All you have to do is go to @Picho. Wait, there.
Hey, Mom. No, this side.
Hi, Mom. Hi to both of our moms. Yeah, just follow Claude. And if you have any recommendations or ideas for his design, you can always hit him up on Twitter after the stream.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm going to refresh and see if we got
So
more.
we're going to put a schedule icon here. So in terms of icons, I use sometimes, so Smash Icons is a good resource I've been using.
Cool.
For sure, for this festival, we would want to have like everything all branded and all custom. I'm personally not a illustrator or icon designer, so that's why today I'm going to go with the easy route of picking icons from this resource and library. I'm personally have an account on that.
Nice.
So I pay for it, but it's a good resource to go grab some cool icons.
Yeah, and I think, if it's something that you use all of the time, sometimes people will like sort of stay away from things that you need to pay for, right?
Yeah.
As designers, like, how can I get it for free? But I think it's nice to support companies and
For
designers that are putting a lot of work into these icon sets because if you've ever designed an icon set or a typeface, you know it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Okay. The thing I like about this too is that you get, so I want the clock for the schedule. You have like so many clocks.
Nice. Those are cool.
So let's pick one here.
Amit, thanks for joining us. Hope you sleep well tonight. All the way in India. It's probably very late for you by now.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah. Oh, and fun fact for today, in case anyone was wondering, it is David Bowie's birthday today.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. So happy birthday to David Bowie.
What's your favorite song?
My favorite song is it called Just Dance?
Just Dance?
Is that the title of it? I know that's the lyric. I played it this morning for the team to get pumped up for the streams. Yeah, it's called Let's Dance.
Let's Dance, yeah.
It's just got a good sort of like funky
yeah.
groove to it. It's fun to listen to. If you are watching and you have a favorite David Bowie song, please let us know in chat. Do you have one?
But for me, it's Rebel Rebel.
Really?
Yeah, that song reminds me of like me playing hockey. That's like the type of songs they put in between the breaks.
Oh, right.
Rebel Rebel.
It's nice.
It's really
it brings
good.
you back.
Yeah. Which style we should go with, Gus, or the chat? We have flat, outline. Maybe outline would work pretty well for now.
Yeah, I feel like it's the safest right now,
Cool. Let's go with that.
But I don't know.
Let's do it.
I also think Space Oddity is really good.
Nice.
Oh, we got some Let's Dance fans in chat. Rebel from Kroll.
Nice. Yeah.
Nice. Isn't that one from Zoolander? I love Zoolander. All right, just so everyone knows, I haven't said this yet, but the challenge submission deadline has closed for this segment. So if you share something from here on out, we're going to review it in the next stream with Paul and Caitlin, and Claude and I are going to review your designs here in a couple seconds as soon as he's done manipulating and changing this little button real quick. And it looks like we end up getting more than 10, I think.
Nice.
We got 11. Nice job. Proud of you.
Cool. You can switch if you want.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I'll show the repeat grid after.
Nice. Okay. So what I'll do is just kind of cycle through. We can give like some basic feedback, let them know
Wow,
what
that's
we
cool.
like and how it can be improved, and then move on to the next one.
Yeah.
So
I like
this-
that. I like the I don't know where he grabbed his mock-up. That's pretty awesome. Good use of color.
Yeah.
I think this would, like that mock-up would sell pretty well in a pitch. That's for sure. I love the star use in the
Yeah,
background.
I
That's
love
like
the star.
badass.
Super cool.
Cool.
And the lightning bolts down here.
Yeah.
It's super on brand. The colors are great.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would really change much
No, it's
other than maybe indicating,
the low. Yeah.
I don't know, maybe there's like something on this badge that could be like scanned or
Yeah.
verified.
Yeah. It's probably on the flip side,
Yeah.
but I like that. I like that overall. Yeah, 2-day pass, 250.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would put the price that big. You already paid for it, like.
Yeah,
so I
that's
don't
true.
know if I would put the pricing that
Or
big
you
on
see the
it.
people that got like the early bird special and it says a different price
Yeah.
and you're like, you get jealous.
Yeah. So, but overall, like design wise, like aesthetics,
it's very
yes, we can
strong.
review a bit of the content on there, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's great. Nice job, Kevin.
Like
You're-
you keep those, right? Like I have my Coachella pass at home, like still, like all of those like passes is pretty cool.
Kevin is always bringing the
Wow.
heat, so I'm impressed. This one's done by John Sorrentino,
Okay.
and this looks like a guitar pick.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
With a little bit of a
That's cool.
little eyeball in there.
Yeah.
Very David Bowie. Yeah, go ahead. Feel free. You're the designer, so I'll take the back seat on the reviews.
No, yeah, I want your opinions too. I think a pick, yeah, that like the actual format might be a little hard to like carry around. You might lose the pick.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can use the pick and have it like digital inside of the app. You know, like place it somewhere.
Yeah,
and,
that'd be cool.
But I think it's definitely a cool like souvenir that you can keep from the festival. What do you think?
Initially, what I thought was if this is actually a guitar pick, this text is going to be really tiny. Like, it's going to be really tough to read.
Okay.
This Joshua Tree is
Yeah.
like the whole address,
yeah.
you know?
It's gonna be real small.
So, like, maybe if this is a guitar pick, you could allow this logo to take up more real estate, and then have maybe just the eyeball, and then
Yeah.
down here, you just have the date.
Yeah.
So that you're...
You don't need a full address.
Yeah,
like-
I don't think you really need it there, and it still has the same effect. It says the dates, and
Yeah.
the time, and the logo, and you kind of playing with the eyeball still.
Yeah.
I would say just work with a little bit, like the text balance a little bit. But other
Like
than
that.
that, I like the colors, and I really like this eyeball sort of like stamp out design with the pick. I think it's cool. Ready
Yeah.
for the next one?
Yep. Ready.
All right. This one's done by Andrew Cooper. Thanks for sharing your design with us, Andrew.
Whoa.
So,
That's-
ball
okay,
bearing, key ring to keep safe.
Okay, I like that.
Cool.
So you can put this with your keys and then.
Oh,
probably like-
okay. So it's an eyeball with like a flip up, right? So this like little.
Okay, you go inside.
Yeah,
Okay,
this
nice.
is like a tab,
Wow,
and
that's
you can
cool.
pull it up, and it says your ticket.
That's cool. Yeah,
Really
I love the overall concept and creativity that went into this. The only thing that would be probably missing is the way to like say it's your ticket. Like, yeah, this is a cool, like more like a souvenir thing, but we would need some information like how to scan your ticket, make sure that that's a real ticket, but
right.
like from a creative standpoint, I think this is pretty awesome. I
Yeah.
love the thought there.
Conceptually, I'm a big fan of this.
Yeah.
I also think sometimes tickets can be a bit big and cumbersome, like those big lanyards. With
Yeah.
Afterwards, like you want to save it, but you're like, where do I put this? You like
Yeah.
throw it in your closet or
Yeah.
something. This would be something you could just throw on your key ring, and you could like every time you see it, you think like, oh, like the festival was fun, and it kind of gives you a good memory.
Yeah.
So, I think it's a really cool, thoughtful design. Yeah, great
Cool.
job.
Good job.
Good job,
That's
Andrew.
nice.
All right.
Thanks for everyone that participated. It's awesome
Yeah.
to review those.
It's really impressive. And if you like the feedback we're giving you, or you want to make some changes, you can share it again in the next stream.
Yeah.
And Paul will give you some more. And then the winner will be selected after the end of Paul's stream up next.
Cool.
All right.
All right, so we got some gradients
Yeah,
here.
this
So
is
probably the
Freeform. It looks like freeform gradient. to me.
okay, nice. Yeah, I like gradients in general. I would always suggest to be really careful around like the type being that you can really read it on the background. So right now it could be kind of lost, like that orange type might be a little lost. It's a little, that font is pretty thin. Again, we're kind of missing about the scan portion, but yeah, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I kind of actually like this freeform gradient because it kind of looks a little like like the aurora borealis, kind of like the night sky with like the crazy lights. So I think that kind of works. I like the type treatment you did like up here. This feels kind of like fun and a little bit retro, like something you'd see from like Microsoft Word or something. So I think there's some really cool components in here, but I agree. I think especially this area, the orange type for me that's the part I think needs adjusted a little bit.
That could be on the flip side, and just like more details on maybe a white background and black text.
Yeah.
I like the idea that my good buddy Brian Bimschlager had, where you could turn the eye patch itself into the patch and people could wear the eye patch. That would be really cool. What's up, Bim?
Oh, and the eye patch has a lightning bolt on it?
Yeah.
Like from that. Oh, dude, that would be cool.
Pretty funny.
Dang. That's a great idea, Brian. And thanks for sharing your design with us. This is also a great design, Jeffrey. Great job. If you want to keep working on it and adjust some of that type, feel free to share it again in the next stream. All right. This was done by Fanny Esquivel.
That's cool. That's neat.
That's
is
nice.
Really cool.
This mock-up is cool. And I also, the backdrop was Christine's.
Yeah. That's a great use of the assets, that's what I like a lot about like someone creating a brand, and how can you be creative afterwards using those brand elements across everything that you do for a festival, for anything. I love that ticket. The photo is cool. It blends really well. It's legible.
It feels like it could be a real ticket to me.
The $250 and like kind of like that old Western bank looking font makes it pretty cool too.
I like that. Something I am noticing though is I think there's a number of typefaces used all back to back. I mean, I could be mistaken, but it looks like this is different from this, which is different from this. These two are different also. It might be nice to like trim it down to maybe just
two max. Always two max.
That way the eye doesn't get kind of confused between the different forms. But other than that, I don't really have much for critique.
The photo is cool. Everything,
It feels super vintage to me. Like maybe if I went to a David Bowie concert back in the day, this might
would be the ticket.
Something I would get, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
Okay, on to the next one. Fanny, great job. Thanks for sharing it with us.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Denise.
That's badass.
The colors are awesome.
Yeah, that stands out for sure.
Cool. And she did both the 1-day pass and the 2-day pass.
Cool. That's awesome. Cool. I like the overall visual difference. So let's say you're someone that works at the stand, and then you can clearly see what the red is the 2-day, and then the main yellow is 1 day. So that way you can clearly and easily differentiate both of them.
I totally agree.
Good work with that.
It's sort of the inverse, right? The only difference being the lines in this are white and the lines here are orange. So something I thought maybe was like, maybe there could be some consistency for the background, the lines, so that those are also kind of closer to inverses. It might be kind of nice. But sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we're a bit on the first one at the top. We're a bit losing that orange. Where you see the date January 8-9, we're quite losing that orange in the background. They're too close together. So I would probably suggest to use the yellow there like you did on the other one using the same color. Other than that, I love the boldness of it. I love the great use of the branding. Good job.
I love it. Yeah, great job. I'm really
Ketchup
impressed.
and mustard. I love that.
Just real quick, what do you think about mixing yellow and white together? Like, does
my eyes is always a little it's rough for it, and also when you print those, that can be even worse. So yellow's a really cool color, but you got to be really careful on the use of it.
But I think other than some of those minor color changes, it's an awesome ticket. So great job. Thanks for sharing it with us, Denise, and looking forward to see any updates you might make. Okay, Adebola is one of our... Adebola has shared a lot of work with us before, I think, in the past.
Cool.
So this looks
sick.
like both a physical and a digital ticket.
Yeah, that's super cool. I
Which
love
is
the use of the QR code there. It
Mhm.
might be a little small when you go to scan with your phone, and then when physically you go to scan with your phone, and that
Yeah.
would be a little small. Visually, it looks awesome.
Mhm.
Like the black and orange is super. Like I want to go to that festival already.
Yep.
I think it's a good use again of the signature that Christine did.
And I
Really good
love how
job.
the type up here is this
Yeah, with the
lightning bolt
pattern,
texture.
it's cool.
It's super, super nice. And again, the background is that same background that we saw on some of the previous tickets. So I think the composition is really actually pretty great. I love that they added hashtags here.
Yeah,
So people will know, and these were provided
That's
in the
it,
design
yeah.
brief. They'll know, I'm at the festival, which hashtag should I use? They just look at their ticket and they're good to go.
Yeah, that's super nice.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, the QR code might be a little small to scan, but I don't know. I'm not a QR expert. So.
But
And
super nice.
There's a minor typo. The ticket price would be what it would say. So here it would say ticket
Okay,
price
yeah.
instead of ticket prize. That's very minor, but something that you could adjust.
That's why you shoot stuff up and you get feedback,
Yeah.
right? You get a second pair of eye on work. I really encourage everyone and this goes for any level of design you're at in your career. If you're senior, junior, or just starting in school, share your stuff out. That's the best thing. Feedback is a gift, and you need to take that feedback, and this will help you improve in your career.
Yeah.
And just make you someone that is fun to work with as well. So I would highly suggest to always share your work.
Yeah, I think the attitude of being receptive to feedback is something that's sort of contagious too.
Yep.
If you're seeking to improve and get feedback, I think people around you will think like, oh, that's actually cool. It's not something that needs to be scary. So,
Yeah.
and I think the same can even be said for what we're doing right now. Like if you've shared your work with us today, you're asking for feedback and it can be kind of scary, but you're putting your work out there. And I think
Yeah.
it encourages other people that haven't done this before to think, okay, well, like maybe I can make a design and share it and get a review. So
Yeah.
I applaud everyone that's shared their work today.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really impressive. Give them good. Sorry, Paco. Probably peaked your mic. All right, next up. So we have 4 left. Just we're kind of running a little bit out of time, so we can kind of rush up
Oh,
a
wow,
little
that's
bit.
cool.
But this is impressive.
Wow, that's the full-on
was
thing.
done by
Wow.
Heather Vanderdis. Heather Vanderdis. I think that's how you say it.
Wow.
Sorry if I messed up your last name. Are you out there music festival? Wow. Okay, so these are physical passes.
Yeah.
Added a
that's
barcode
good.
down here. That's
Good
nice.
use of the colors there.
And it's sort of a front
What's
back
the differences?
situation.
Okay, 2 day, 1 day, and then on the right, is it like a VIP? If you scroll down a bit,
Oh yeah.
no, that's still 1 day. That's cool. And oh,
1 day,
nice.
1
That's
day.
cool.
2 day. Oh, so it's 1 day to the first day, 1 day to the second day.
Okay, perfect,
both
perfect.
day.
Got it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, the only thing I would probably critique on here, for me, my eyes are it's beautiful work. My eyes are slightly clashing on the red against the yellow.
Mhm.
It's a little hard there, so I would probably suggest to use another color, maybe the actual like multiply effect you did. Use that orange and put a white logo on top, and that would probably solve that problem. The rest, presentation wise, to see like printed, digital, seeing everything coming all together really gives it a great look. Awesome use of the brand colors and the assets that Christine did. Super cool to see that coming together.
This image with the crazy pants is one of my favorite out of the whole mood board.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to see that this made it into a design. Just personally, I think that's a really fun image. Like I would love to have that outfit. So it's pretty cool. And I like the colors. I think for me that there's that whole yellow red thing going on a little bit again.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm not super familiar with Bowie's aesthetic, so maybe
Yeah.
that's something that he
Maybe
liked
it's
to play
okay
with.
to be like super
Right.
super flashy.
Right.
Yeah, so Volcan mentioned that we're not really fans of yellows, but I'm a really big fan of yellows. It's really subtle how to use the yellow to use the real power out of that color. So just some quick tips on how to use it.
Yep. But fantastic job doing both physical,
For
digital,
sure. Good work.
playing with colors, playing with all of the assets.
Good work
really,
again.
Yeah. You really knocked that one out of the park. Good job, Heather. And Heather's in chat right now. She's been answering questions for us.
Awesome.
It's nice
Cool.
to see you.
Good work.
Okay, so 3 more, but we're going to have to rush a little bit. So this one was done by Ashi. Ashi is one of our regular viewers also.
Cool.
And so it just looks like this could be either probably digital or physical. Depends
Yeah.
on how you present it. But again, it included these hashtags, which is nice.
Yeah, I like that.
I
That's
also
cool.
like how the typefaces aren't as all over the board. Like
Yeah.
consistency.
It's a good use of the typeface for sure. It's clear. I like yes, there. It's not as we saw a lot of like flashy design with a lot of use of the textures and also a lot of the images. This one is more like straight to the point, like really telling you the information you need. So on a ticket, you might want to keep it simple and then play with more images when you play with graphics on the TVs that we'll see in a bit with the motion graphic. But I like the simplicity.
Yep, I'm with Claude. I think it's great. I would maybe change. The only thing I'm thinking is maybe the AYOT flipped vertically creates a little bit of like you're not sure how to read that
Sprinkling.
portion of the ticket for me at least. And maybe there could be you could use AYOT over here, and then here could maybe be like just the lightning bolt or something
Yeah.
vertically.
Yeah.
If
I
you
like
wanted
that.
to leave something for the space. But
Or you just remove it completely.
Yeah.
And it's okay to have white space. It allows you to just like read nicely.
yeah. But
Good work.
great job, Ashi. Claps for everyone. All right, we have 2 more real quick. Teresa Quinnenfeld, thank you
Cool.
for sharing your work with us.
Nice. That's a big crowd, all
Yeah,
pumped
I
up
love
for the
this.
show.
This would be
Yeah.
you right here. Crowd surfing for the first
No,
time.
that's you. Yeah.
Number
crowd surfing. Nice. I like that. There's a subtle guitar illustrations in the
Yeah.
background. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I like that. I like that overall.
I love the colors. I think that this is a little easier on the eyes.
Yeah.
You use some white over here to build some contrast
Yeah.
with the 2-day pass.
Like structurally, I like that a lot. The composition is really nice. One thing that I would probably suggest, and just to iterate a bit, let's add some texture in there. Like, can we like play a bit and just like brush up some of the like the silhouette? They feel a little too vector,
I like that.
maybe, and
Yeah.
just do like take your artboard, make a second one, and play a bit more with it. It could work. Maybe it doesn't work, but at least you played with it,
experimented,
right?
yeah.
You experiment a bit, but good work.
Yeah, great job, Teresa. Thank you for sharing your work with us. Again, claps for you. And last up, we've got Yancy Flores with this amazing David
That's
Bowie
super cool
ticket.
too. Yeah, I like that.
Simplicity. I love the blue part. Like it's kind of a keepsake. Like they might tear this part off or something. Like could potentially be a perforated thing.
Yeah.
You could keep this stub, and it'd be like a little
Yeah,
piece of artwork
you
almost.
keep it. Yeah. I like simplicity, boldness, and on brand. That's
Yep.
what I would say with that. Good use. I like that blue from the colors that Christine used.
Mm-hmm.
I've been using it too in the mobile app a lot. Blue is always a good win. It pleases to everyone.
Mhm.
So
I
good
think
work.
this is interesting that you have like a seat number. It's something that I haven't really thought about. And when you think of a music festival, you think it's just standing room.
Yeah.
But maybe
Right.
there's some
Hey.
venues that have seating. So
This
it's
this is all fictive, right?
Yeah.
So let's go fictive all the way.
cool. Right.
That's cool.
Yeah. I think it's a really clever idea. Great job, Yancy.
Good work.
Super good work. So that's all of our designs for today. We can jump into your design
Cool.
briefly, but I want to leave a little time for you to like go
Wrap it
over
up.
what you worked on today
Yeah,
and
that's
then
what
let
I'll
people
probably
know
do.
what
Cool.
you're going to work on.
Cool. I'll probably do that. So today, well, this overall creative campaign is all about music festival. You just saw some amazing tickets designed by you guys. So what I started with today was to map out what a music festival experience is. So the way to do that, there's some UX techniques or activity that you can do that allows you to zoom out of an experience and just see the ups and downs of an experience. So the way to do that is to do a map that allows you to see the different stages. So we walk through the before the festival, during the festival, and after the festival, and then see what different actions that people are doing at these different stages.
Then,
Then
reminding you we have a minute too, so we can.
Okay.
We're gonna be wrapping up in a minute.
cool, perfect. So you just see the up and down of it, and then it allows you to see the point of frictions. Then From that, you can get a lot of ideas. Another way to do this is to do some research. I did some pretty guerrilla style research by asking people on Instagram, what do they think would be cool in a music festival app. And then after that, I showed a bit more of the mood boards that Christine put together that influence a lot of the styles she's been working with. And then I showed you guys some of the sketches I've been doing over the weekend. And then today I designed 2 screens, but showed you some pretty cool stuff around with the magic move on drag animation.
Nice.
To flip from a card to another. And then
tomorrow the plan.
tomorrow we're gonna work on some. We're gonna work on the lineup builder.
Nice.
So we're gonna put together a big list. We're going to show you some stuff around like fixed elements. We're going to show you some stuff around repeat grid. We're going to show you some stuff around the probably the auto animate again. And then just to show you again what we did today using Christine's awesome style. So we're just... Yeah, that's pretty much
Cool,
what
yeah.
we did.
So we played with carousel, with splash screen, home screen, and then tomorrow we'll keep building out this app. So thanks for joining us today. It was awesome designing for you. Thanks for being with us, Claude.
Thank you.
You've done an
It was
amazing
awesome.
job.
It's always fun to be here.
Up next, Caitlin's going to be live with Paul. She's going to use the same design brief to create some stage graphics in After Effects. So please stick around, continue designing your challenge designs. They'll review some more. And we look forward to seeing the work that you share with us. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
Yeah, they